Welcome, I'm the Kaiju no Kami, and this is a quickie review of Star Wars Rogue One. So Star Wars Rogue One is the sequel to the prequels. It's a prequel to the originals. It's not a sequel to the sequel. And yeah, it sounds very confusing, doesn't it? But I gotta tell you, this movie really puts the war in Star Wars. Holy crap. If you want to talk about dark and depressing, this is definitely the movie to do it. And it's great because that's how a war should be. There is no exact good guy, bad guy. The lines are blurred here. The good guys won't do everything that's perfectly good, just like the bad guys don't do everything perfectly evil. Nevertheless, it shows how bad war is. Like, the stormtroopers look very war-torn and people are exhausted. You get the sense that this war has been going on for years, and it has. And the interesting aspect is that despite all the dark and grittiness of this movie, they find moments to have perfectly placed comedy that is necessary. It really helps relieve the tension of certain scenes. If there's one thing Star Wars is not known for, it is having some of the best acting ever. But the acting in this movie is really well done. The characters do a great job, and the characters themselves are pretty likable. Donnie Yen's character is awesome. He plays a blind man, and he is great. And he also happens to have some of the good comedic lines. Jin is really good. The villain is pretty good. Although the star of the show to me is K2SO. That droid is just awesome. He just oozes perfection in everything he says because it's either sarcastic or realistic or a combination, and he is just great. I want to see him and Chopper team up in an episode of Star Wars Rebels. I think that would be one of the best episodes of that series. Speaking of characters, because it takes place just before A New Hope, you know Darth Vader's in this movie, and the two scenes he is in are awesome. He really steals the show, especially one that is really, really beautiful to look at. Now, surprisingly, there are two CGI characters in this movie. I don't mean CGI as in robots or aliens, that's a given. I mean two human characters that are CGI, and you can tell they're CGI, but they still did a really good job with them. In fact, CGI has come a long way since Tron Legacy with Jeff Bridges' younger self, so there is that bonus. On the subject of CGI, the effects in this movie are also outstanding. It seems like there was a lot of practical effects mixed with CGI, but the branching of the two is so seamless that you don't even notice it. So maybe it was all CGI and I just couldn't tell it. That's how CGI should be done. It should be there to enhance the work, not replace it. Of course, for all the praises I'm giving the movie, there are a couple of negatives. John Williams did not do the score for this film, and it shows. The music is not bad by any means. It's really good. It's just that you could tell it wasn't John Williams, and they were trying to be John Williams. So instead of doing their own thing, they were just trying to copy his, and sometimes it just doesn't work. I don't know why they didn't have John Williams do this score, but they really should have, because I'm sure he could have made this movie pure gold in terms of music. The biggest issue with the movie is the beginning is a mess. They're throwing so many characters and so many things at you at the beginning that your brain doesn't really have time to think about it, and you don't get any breathing room to take in what you were just told or shown or given. So it feels very chaotic. In fact, I think part of it attributes to the opening, because it's not like your traditional Star Wars opening. There is no opening crawl that tells you about the way the movie is going, because this movie is essentially the opening crawl to A New Hope. But it does make the movie come out of the blue, because it has the Lucasfilm logo a long time ago, and then the movie just starts. So it really throws you off because you're expecting this crawl. So I think that also has something to do with the opening not feeling right. Now, a lot of reviewers are saying this is by far the best Star Wars movie since The Empire Strikes Back. I don't know yet. It probably is, but I think I need to watch this another time. In fact, I'm seeing it again tomorrow, so I might think differently. It definitely is up there as one of the best Star Wars movies, and it might be the best one since Empire Strikes Back. It's not better than Empire, but it is really close to that quality. As I said, this is the most depressing and darkest Star Wars movie of them all, and that's how war should be. People were worried that Disney was going to just turn this into a kiddie franchise and only market it at the younger audience. While there is that, this movie shows that they are taking the Star Wars series seriously, and they are going to put out stories for everybody, all ages, all audiences. Some will be good for kids, some will be great for adults, some will be perfect for in between. Star Wars is such a vast universe that they can do everything in any genre and make it work. And that's what this movie really shows, and I think that's one thing that Disney wanted people to see with Rogue One. And as such, I give Rogue One a 9 out of 10. It is definitely one of the best movies of this year and definitely needs to be watched in theaters. Tell me what you think of the movie in the comments. Do you think it is the best movie since Empire Strikes Back? Do you think it's better than Empire Strikes Back? Let me know. Until next time, bye.